Hello and welcome to today's broadcast. Today is Wednesday, and today's community chat is going to be around answering the question, what is intermittent fasting? And me helping you with what I think is the biggest mistake most women are making when they're trying to create this lifestyle for themselves. So welcome if you're joining us live. I always love having you here to be part of our live community discussion. And if you're joining us on the rebroadcast, I appreciate you just as much. Please make sure that when you tune in with us, that you please take a second if you're joining us on YouTube to hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that like button and the bell notification. I know I'm asking you to do a lot, but it does help us here in this community. And it keeps you in the loop for when we go live or rebroadcast or upload rebroadcast for you. And the same thing on Facebook, there is a like button there. And there's also a little default like drop down arrow. If you hit all notifications, then you will get notified when we go live as well. I know a couple of you have been asking why you don't get notified. It's usually the settings on your end. So make sure you get all that done. And I always like to take a second to introduce myself. My name is Diane. I am the creator of the online course and community, Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman, the topic of today's discussion, and I'm the creator of the Midlife Mindset Shift course for my graduates as well. So what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is probably the simplest way that we can live our life. And so if I'm going to just take away all diet concepts, and I'm going to take away all nutritional genres, and I'm going to take away all the rules and all the specifics that everyone is trying to sell us about intermittent fasting, it is simply the easiest way to live our lives. Now, what complicates intermittent fasting, or what makes us feel so intimidated about starting intermittent fasting or creating this lifestyle for ourselves, is the fact that we are approaching it like a diet, which it is not, and we're not thinking about it simply as a timing thing. Remember, intermittent fasting is a two-pronged approach to getting yourself through a day. Our day is 24 hours. Within that 24-hour time frame, we create two windows of opportunity for ourselves. One is the fasting window, one is the feasting window. That's it. Where we get ourselves caught up and really tripped up, or we become fearful of starting intermittent fasting, because I know a lot of you have been hanging out with us here for several months, if not years, and are scared to join our course, is that we haven't changed our mindset around intermittent fasting yet. And a lot of that is because there's so much conflicting information out there. And what I, as a coach for women and an expert in intermittent fasting, really like to provide for us here in this community is the simplest mindset approach to intermittent fasting. And that is just asking yourself every single day, how long am I going to fast today? And how well am I going to feast? And then supporting the thoughts that you have in your own mind to yield you the result that you're looking for. So I conduct consult calls, and I do private, in-depth success coaching with women here in this community. And the biggest thing that women are after in their lives, in our lives today, is we want to be healthy and we want to be happy. I could ask 100 women what it is they want for themselves and their family and their life at this stage in the game. Like if you're going through some aging things, or maybe you're going through a seasonal life change, like what are the two things you want the most? And it's always, I want to be healthy and I want to be happy. Yet, so many of us are doing things that are not yielding us the two things we say that we want the most, right? We're not approaching our life and making decisions that will actually make us healthy, because so many of us are feeling sick and tired and broken down and sort of like ready to throw our hands in the air because nothing seems to be working for us. Or we're not happy, right? We're just not happy. Now, we're happy in the big scheme of what happy is. We're grateful for all the things that we have or that we're blessed with. But the core of who we are as women, we're still in that internal battle, right? We're in that battle of, but I just lost 3 pounds, or I just this, or I can't do this, or I did this, but then I stopped and I jumped over and I did this. And we're constantly searching for that magical thing that we think is out there that's going to fix everything for us. And what I really like to share here in this community is that if we just simplify our lives and trust the process of what intermittent fasting is, and we become very conscious in the decision-making process that we have for ourselves, and we're paying attention as we're going throughout the day, intermittent fasting is the quickest approach and the quickest lifestyle that you can implement for yourself that will yield you healthiness and happiness, right? But we have to be willing to change our mindset about how we go about our day. And we have to change the dialogue that we are having with ourselves about what it is that we say that we want for ourselves. And we have to be able to take a win for what a win is, right? And so I have so many women who come into my class and book a consult call with me, and the dialogue I get from them is like, oh my gosh, the class was amazing. I feel so great. I can't believe like I'm sleeping better. I can't believe I finally like my body feels better. I can't believe that my clothes are fitting better. But I only lost 10 pounds, or I only lost 5 pounds in 3 weeks. And then my question is always, well, when's the last time you've been able to lose weight? Gosh, it's been like 2 or 3 years, right? And we don't give ourselves the win. We don't give ourselves the win. So how is it that we can say that the two things that we want the most in our life is health and happiness, but we can't give ourselves a win? We can't give ourselves that happiness, right? So losing 5 pounds in 3 weeks with having no nutritional limitations and just incorporating a new way in which we approach our daily routine with nutrition. And you can lose 5 to 7 to 10 pounds just by paying attention to your body is a huge win and should make us happy as women, but we haven't changed our mindset. So I really like to emphasize that intermittent fasting is just a different way to schedule your day. Intermittent fasting is just a new approach to allowing your body to do what it was designed to do, and that's take care of you. And when we're going through these seasons, or we're going through these cycles of change as aging women is a group of women who are going through change, right? So as we're going through this cycle of change, why is it that we can't be happy with the wins that are leading us to be healthier when that is exactly what we say that we want for ourselves, right? And so we have to change our mindset around what it is that we are doing and how it is we are taking care of ourselves. Because a 4, 5, 3, 1 pound weight loss, when you have been struggling with losing weight as an aging woman for years, is a win, right? And a part of the reason we can't get those wins with something like intermittent fasting, in my opinion, is because it's so easy, right? We want it to be difficult. We want it to be more than it is. We want to create this lifestyle for ourselves where a lot of us just don't even want to think, right? We just want someone to tell us what to do every day, someone to tell us what we're supposed to eat every day. And we want to be on this regimented schedule because that's how we're conditioned to operate. And that's how we're conditioned to take care of ourselves. But we have a saying here in our community: do nothing and embrace everything for the majority of your day, right? And if you just step out of the way and you do nothing and allow your body ample time to rest and do its job, you will have the opportunity to embrace all the joys that your life has available to you. And you will be able to achieve healthiness and happiness once you learn what that means to you, right? So what does healthiness and happiness mean to you? And that's changing our mindset. So a 3 pounds loss, a 5 pound loss, a 10 pound loss, a 1 pound loss, or just looking and feeling better in your favorite pair of jeans is a huge, huge win for us as aging women, especially because we get to create the lifestyle that's allowing that to happen for us. So the work that we do inside the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course is geared around changing the way we think about ourselves and about how it is we're moving throughout our life. And what is it that we're really chasing? And can we simplify things in our life so that we can have everything that we want to have for ourselves, or everything that we say we want to have for ourselves? And can we clearly define that for ourselves? So intermittent fasting should be the simplest way for us to live our lives, especially for us women who are super, super busy, right? I am busy. I'm managing a homeschooling high schooler teen girl. I'm managing a full-time business. We have a very lovey and needy dog in our house. Michael is doing his business from home. We have grocery shopping and food to make and laundry to do. And we like all the things that everyone else has. Yet the majority of my day, I can say I do nothing, right? I do nothing that's going to be the extra chores to sustain what it is that I want to have for myself, because I just do nothing and let my body do that part of the work. And it allows me the freedom and flexibility to do all the other things that I want to do in my life. So let intermittent fasting be what it is meant to be, the simplest way for us to live our lives. You don't have to count calories. You don't have to manage macros. You don't have to do big grocery shopping hauls. You don't have to do meal prep. You don't have to worry about whether you're eating the right thing or the wrong thing once you start paying attention to what your body's signals are sending to you, because it's going to tell you exactly what you need to have so that you can look and feel your best. So let it be simple. Let it just be you asking yourself these two simple questions every single day. How long will I fast today? And how well will I feast today, so that I can have what it is that I say that I want to have for myself, and that is being healthy and being happy. And I promise you, once you simplify it down to that basic concept, the happiness will come and the healthiness will be right behind it, because once you're happy, then you're more inclined to make those healthy choices for yourself as well. So simplify it and make it super easy for you. This is what we approach, and this is exactly how I teach the intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course. I make it super simple for you. It should be the easiest 3 weeks that you've had this year, taking care of yourself and giving yourself permission to just be in a state of whatever you need to heal yourself and become happy. And I really do try to make it very simple for you. The first week we go over intermittent fasting. I teach you how to fast correctly so you can reap all the benefits of what intermittent fasting provides for us as aging women. The second week, I ask you to think about how you're feasting, and I give you my tips and tricks for making sure that you can feast well. And then the third week, we go into the social and emotional aspects of why this lifestyle is what it is for us, and how we can maneuver our way through society and friends and family so that we can maintain what it is that we want to have for ourselves, and how we can model a healthy lifestyle with this so other people around us will jump on board as well. So it is super fun, it is super simple, and it will answer the question for you: what is intermittent fasting, and how can you incorporate it into your life so that you can reap all the benefits? Before we know it, everyone's going to be intermittent fasting in some way, shape, or form, because it is just the best way to really give your body a break and balance out and be its healthiest version that you need it to be. Cheryl, you're first up in the comments today. Congratulations, woman. December 2019 grad. She's also in her midlife mindset shift course. She's doing good things for herself for sure. Yvette from Maine is jumping in. Danny, good afternoon, Diana, Michael. Thank you so much. Michael is all the way on the other side of the house managing comments for me. Great to see you with us as well. She was in our 2018 class. Mary Ann from Canada, good to have you with us. Mari, good to have you with us from, I think it's Indiana. She's a May 2020 grad. I knew you were meant to say Canada, girlfriend. No worries about that. And then Yvette, I eat 1 to 2 meals a day, but my feasting is not done well. I eat too much junk during my feasting window, therefore no weight loss, but I will get it someday. Thank you for your weekly videos, Diane. I enjoy them and I learn a lot from them. I just have to apply what I learn better. Yeah, so the thing about the feasting aspect of it, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, Yvette, because so many people think that when they're not getting the results, it's the fasting part of it, because it's called intermittent fasting. And it often is what we're doing in our feasting window. So what I can tell you, the best advice I can give you if you feel like your feasting is not what you need it to be to yield you the results, is you have to have the mindset of, I'm fasting now to prepare for a great I'm feasting now to prepare for a great fast tomorrow. And oftentimes with intermittent fasting, we think backwards. We think, I just fasted, therefore I am allowed to feast this way. And it really should be, I'm feasting this way because tomorrow I want to fast for this many hours and I want to feel a certain way through that fasting. So that little mindset shift right there should help you make better decisions. And remember, food's not bad. There's just certain foods that might not be working for you, and see if you can kind of identify what those are. And then you have to get to a certain point where you ask yourself, why am I repeatedly doing this to myself when I know I want something else, right? So if being healthy and being happy are 2 high priorities for you, you have to define what it's going to take to get those 2 things for you. And then you have to just repeat the process that's going to make that happen. So keep us posted on how that's going for you for sure. Cheryl, you are absolutely right. I am down 20 pounds since November 2019. it's been slow for me, but it's happening. It wasn't before, so I need to rejoice. I'm happier and healthier. Yeah, Cheryl, for sure. 20 pounds is no joke. 20 pounds is a toddler, right? 20 pounds is when we turn our babies from rear facing to forward facing in a car seat. Like, think about that. That's a lot of weight. And so you have to give yourself a pat on the back for that, because 20 pounds is a lot. And that means not only did you lose 20 pounds, which is the size of a toddler that turns around in a car seat, if we think about it that way, but you also know that you're healing your body, because your body is only going to let go of weight when it's in a healing state. So you've healed yourself, and therefore your body was able to lose that weight. So give yourself the healing pat on the back first, and then pat yourself on the back for losing that weight for sure. Mari, question. At times I do an unintentionally fasting up to 23, 24, even 25 hours. Are those okay? I usually do 20 to 22 hour fast daily and feel amazing. Would love to hear your opinion. Yeah, I always say, when in doubt, fast it out. So if you feel like, there's certain days that you can go 20 to 22, there's absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. And it actually can be one of those things that will help you, to speed up the healing process, especially for reversing insulin resistance and making you a little bit more insulin sensitive. So go with how you feel on that for sure. And I always say lean into a fast if the opportunity presents itself, because we know what leaning into feasting does to us, right? Especially if we do it too repeatedly. So yeah, I say you're doing great things for yourself. And if you feel great, then yeah, you go for that for sure. Awesome. And you are so welcome, Yvette. Keep us posted. Remember, food should bring us joy, and food should make us happy and healthy. So if the food choices that you are making are not leading you to being healthier or happier, you have to ask yourself why that is. And how is it that you are using food in your everyday life that's keeping you from the two things that we say we want the most for ourselves, feeling happy and being healthy, right? And so we often don't do that level of work when we're trying to create these kind of lifestyle changes for ourselves, because that's not what we're sold, right? We're not sold that. We're usually sold a pretty package of a plan that was created by someone who has no idea how we want to live our lives. And they say, follow this plan for X amount of days and you will get this result. And then the X amount of days come, and then we get the result, maybe not. And then we go back to doing what we did before. So we have to figure out why we keep going back to things that aren't working for us and create the mindset around change, which is why intermittent fasting should be a lifestyle that you incorporate day in and day out for forever, and not have an end date to it, or think that once you achieve your goals, you can go back to what you were doing before. You can loosen the reins on some things, and if you have, in fact, reverse insulin resistance and you don't think it's going to come back, you can test some things out. If it starts to creep back up, you have to go back to doing the things that eliminated it. So it's always a series of ebbing and flowing for sure. But if you find yourself continuously disappointed in your end result, you have to go back to the basics of pen and paper, pros and cons. Why am I doing these things? And then you have to just draw a line in the sand and say, enough is enough. I deserve to be happy and healthy. Therefore, I'm going to make these lifestyle choices for myself. And what I love about intermittent fasting, as far as healing those types of things for us and how it is we approach how we are nourishing our bodies, is it does give us the break from food. Where a lot of diet type of philosophies, you're eating all day, so you don't get the break from thinking about food. And so we become hypersensitive in our thought process and our mindset about, what am I eating? What am I eating? What am I eating? What am I eating? And once you get into that energized sense of calm of a fasted state, then you can say, I feel better in that fasted state, and you can just give yourself that break that it needs. So do a little bit of that mind work, do a little bit of that emotional work as well, and then see if you can create something for you that's going to make you feel better for sure. Okay, with that being said, I always got to close out with my little invite to join our intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course. It does start this Saturday. That would be the 5th of September. Registration will close on Friday. I take you through a quick 3-week, very simple approach to incorporating this lifestyle so that you can, in fact, live a very healthy and happy life with food in it, right? And a lot of times we feel like we can't have that. We can't have it all. Trust me, you can have it all. You can be healthy, you can be happy, and you can have the foods that you want in your life once you establish the lifestyle that will get that for you for sure. Wendy, I like that mindset shift of feasting for my fast. I learn something new all the time from you. Diane, despite being a 2018 IF grad and F3 grad and current mindsetter. Yeah, I think sometimes we just forget, right? And so, and because there's so much propaganda out there wanting us to believe that there's a different way or there's an easier way or whatever it is that they're trying to sell us, so that there has to be more work to be successful. And so think about that the next time you approach your feast. And instead of treating it like a reward for what you just did, think about it as a setup for what you want to do next. And it will change everything for you. And that's really how I got into the mindset of being an athlete as well. Like, what am I going to do tonight to make sure that I perform like an athlete tomorrow? And it's a fascinating and very powerful exercise to put yourself through. All right, so we'll talk about that a little bit more in our mindset shift course for sure, Wendy. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go for sure this time. Have a great rest of your week, a great weekend. If you're following me on Instagram, I'm sharing some daily live chats over there as well at 8:15 Central Standard Time in the morning. And then I'm sharing some of the routines that I have set up in my day as well. So if you haven't followed me over on Instagram, make sure you get that done. And then if you're interested in our course, just keep in mind registration does close on Friday, and we will all start our process of incorporating intermittent fasting as our lifestyle together on Saturday. I'll see you guys soon.